The funding for this program was made possible by a grant from the Diocese of Arlington, established in 1974 by Pope Paul VI. You know, the Arlington Diocese has 69 parishes, 5 missions, covering 21 counties, and has 2 Catholic colleges, 5 Catholic high schools, and 43 elementary schools. They're all now under the leadership of His Excellency Bishop Michael F. Burbidge. For more information, contact arlingtondiocese.org. Hello and welcome to Catholic Life, brought to you each week for your enjoyment. Today my topic is Bishop O'Connell High School. And I think I brought half the staff here with me today. I have Dr. Joseph Orbach, thank you for coming on. And Carl Patton, thank you for coming on. John Meehan, and of course, Colleen Swaim, right? Now I'm going to let you each introduce yourselves a little bit, and then I'm going to turn the show right over to you, okay? Go ahead, Joe, Dr. Joe.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm the head of school, and John is our instructional coach and teacher. Colleen teaches both religion and English, and Carl is the assistant head of school with responsibilities for the curriculum and the daily life of the school. So,
well, tell us all about O'Connell High School. I see you brought these banners in. It's set up so nice, and I'm sure that our viewing audience would love to know more about Bishop O'Connell.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great school with a great story. Just celebrated our 60th birthday last year. It's a diocesan high school, one of the 4 high schools in the diocese. We have an enrollment of just under 1,200 students, and it's co-educational. We're very proud of a number of things that we've got going on there recently, and we'll hear more about it, I think, in our conversation today. But among them, and I often share when families come by to tour the school, we've got a great partnership with Marymount University for dual credit and dual enrollment. We've got a wonderful global studies program. It's a certificate program. It's voluntary for students that get involved, and they earn a certificate in addition to their diploma because of the work that they're involved in there. We also talk a lot about being a Project Lead the Way engineering school that offers electives in engineering that are underneath the umbrella of this Project Lead the Way organization. And we're a school that offers 28 AP courses, and we've got students going off to do great things all over the country at Catholic universities, our state universities, and our military academies.
Is there a uniform they have to wear?
Of course, yeah. The students are still wearing uniforms at, I think, all 4 of the Catholic high schools in the diocese. And
still have the uniform, yeah.
We do. We're making a few tweaks to it for next year, but we still have a uniform.
Well, you know, that makes it nice for the girls. They don't have to wear, what should I wear today? Boom, get the same, right?
Yep.
It makes it easy.
In fact, we have a little 3-minute video. We could show a little bit about the life of the school.
Video?
Yep, that's
Let's watch that
reflected in
video.
there.
I am convinced that our Catholic schools are more important now than ever, because it is our Catholic schools that every day teach the truth, who is Jesus Christ, the voice our students need to hear.
O'Connell set me on a path for success in college, in my career, and in life.
I was encouraged when I saw the mission of the school that they were promoting the virtue, the traits of helping others that were less fortunate than you. And I saw this foundation was being created that at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters, are you helping others, making it a better place?
We want people to leave Bishop O'Connell being able to protect themselves in their faith when they get to college and stay focused on their personal mission of growth in the faith and relationship with Jesus.
What's special about us is that we're, the strength of our Catholic identity, the roots of that Catholic identity, and then also the way in which students experience that. I think all those things make for a very unique experience at Bishop O'Connell.
Overall atmosphere, I think that isn't something that can be built or bought or anything. I think the only place you're going to get it is here. It's just so unique. Everyone here shares that common bond and just of a family, and that we're all here for each other.
I came to O'Connell because I thought that O'Connell would give me the best opportunity to succeed athletically, academically, and musically. Everybody pretty much knows each other, and because of that, it's like a family.
I definitely feel prepared with academics alone, but also just going out into the world and being ready to talk to people and get to know people and learn in different situations, because all the teachers here have their own kind of way of teaching.
The teachers here are awesome. I mean, obviously from an academic standpoint, you can't get much better in the area, but also like they connect with you on a personal level.
The teachers do a really good job helping you through 9th grade, the transition from 8th to freshman year, and they continue guiding you. I know some teachers I still have a relationship with from my freshman year, so they stay as your extra guidance counselors, and they're just people you can talk to whenever.
I think what resonates with me the most in terms of O'Connell and preparing me for life, both personally and professionally, is having a Christ-centered atmosphere and kind of helping you keep your focus. And that has been my strength throughout my life.
Most people you speak to say how much they love their experience at O'Connell. That's true for me and all my brothers and sisters. All of our core friendships that we've had throughout our lifetime, a lot of them have been based on people we knew and met at O'Connell.
Wow, that was a great video. Tell us more about O'Connell now.
Yeah, I'd like, actually, that video gives you a little sense of what life is like there, but there's a lot of great things going on in terms of how we're trying to meet students where they are and give them a wonderful education. And there's really no better folks to share about that than John and Colleen and Carl. So
There's a real importance and value in Catholic education today, and that's because of our Catholic identity and bringing our students to the faith through everything that we do.
Right.
And making sure that that is really ingrained in our curriculum has been a real drive we've had in our school. But to break down the entirety of the Catholic identity for every teacher can be an overwhelming task. So we break it down to yearly guiding principles, and John can really describe those in greater detail for us.
Yes.
Okay, John, go ahead.
So my role at the school is I'm an English teacher by trade, and I specialize in instruction and curriculum, working as a teacher coach or a teacher trainer. So I teach half-time schedule, and then I work full-time in faculty development, professional development, to make sure that there's sort of a method by which there's a difference about how we approach education at a Catholic school. We're very proud of our Catholic history, our Catholic tradition, and if our school's mission is to educate all students in the life of Christ, and to foster the pursuit of excellence in the whole person, we want to make sure that that's happening not by accident, but sort of systemically through everything that we're doing at our school.
And do you ever have Mass over there in the school?
Yes, sir. So we have Mass, I think Father Thompson runs a Mass every day for students.
We have twice daily Mass.
Twice daily Mass.
Oh, is it daily Mass?
Yeah, twice daily.
And a community Mass at least once a month for the entirety of the school.
I think we did 18 community Masses this year.
Wow. And students pop into the chapel all day. It's wonderful.
We have a very vibrant ministry program, and our retreat program is really thriving as well. And these are all awesome activities for our students to be involved outside of their time in the classroom. We have our super dance, which for
we're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? But before we go on to that, what about the nuns? Do you have any nuns? I went to a Catholic high school, a grade school rather, 100 years ago, and the nuns, with the long black robes and you had?
Well, we do have the IHM sisters are part of our founding tradition. We have the IHM sisters still in the classrooms at O'Connell, which is great. The challenge is, as many of our teachers are laypersons, it's important that we can still carry on that charism of the IHM tradition.
Right.
And that's really where the changing face of Catholic education in the 21st century creates new opportunities. We have to make sure that with fidelity we're echoing that same mission of what the school stands for. And then making that mission statement, Carl mentioned the idea of our guiding principles by year. We break it down so that from the boots on the ground level you can kind of see there is a fundamental difference to how we approach our curriculum design and our teacher training. So at the freshman year, we talk about all students in all classes, and it permeates in all of our curriculum, and Colleen can speak to some of that curriculum. Every student in every class will talk about something as related to the dignity of the human person. We start by affirming human dignity. Once that happens at the freshman level, every student is able to dialogue across content about
That's
any
so
class.
important.
It
That's
is,
so important.
because it really helps them understand it's not just extracurricular that is, when we take time in service. We're part of that service and that lived faith community in our science classes, our history classes, our English classes, and all the way up through everything. We then to the next year, we move to this idea of a spirituality and community. So our sophomore classes are designed with this idea of once you understand that you matter and that Dr. Vorbach matters and that I matter, how do we matter as a community? So our service opportunities are involved with face-to-face ministry for our students out in the communities. And then gradually, again, there's a vertical growth to it so that their junior year leads to this idea of using one's faith as a guide. So as we talk about the type of texts that we select for curriculum, books like Huckleberry Finn, trying to find like a guide and a path in life, and what can we put our faith in, what systems, what people, as leadership goes. So our junior retreats focus on this idea of leadership and becoming a leader in one's own faith. And then the senior year focuses on carrying one's faith to the world outside of the school. So you have this ministry of presence and this idea of this theology of encounter, that you're exploring the world as a Catholic X, whatever that X is.
That's right.
And that our students are sort of well equipped to carry that as they leave the four walls of O'Connell High School.
Well, I understand, Colleen, you're an author, by the way. I understand you wrote a few books in your lifetime.
I've written some books with Liguori, and my husband's with Ave Maria Press. So.
And you're an English teacher also?
I am, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your world over there at O'Connell.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been in education for a little over a decade, but I've only been at O'Connell for 2 years. And I think the thing that makes it special and different than other Catholic schools is, well, first of all, we have full-time chaplaincy at our school, and it's the biggest Catholic school for sure. And it's neat to be at a school that's growing and that people want to be a part of. So it's a big school, but I feel like it's also in some ways a small nurturing community. So.
Well, now I'd like to interject a question here now. Do you have any possibilities about a student that may have a problem with his algebra or trig or something like that, and he's falling behind? Is there any way that that student doesn't feel like, man, they don't care, I'm not going to make it?
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle that kind of situation?
I think that our advisory system, No, I think we develop really nice relationships with the kids in our advisories, like homerooms, and they really, because it's a non-academic time to spend with them. I have sophomores this year who I spent time with when they were freshmen, and they still come to see me. Also, our nighttime is really wonderful.
So you have methods that you can help them.
Right. Our nighttime is in the school day, and then kids can also come by after school. And we have a wonderful counseling program.
Yeah, I was going to say,
oh
bring
my
in
gosh.
counseling as well. We feel like we have a very good ratio. We know we have a very good ratio of counselors to students, and with that we've been able to provide great support to them and their families. We do a lot of things where we have little coffees in the morning for parents to come by and take on a topic together of some interest related, for example, to student development at that age in those teenage years. So that's been good too.
And from my perspective, as like a teacher coach, so I work in the building like a personal trainer. So Mr. Patton is a lifter. He lifts heavy things. I'm not built like that. I can't do those workouts. Dr. Vorbach has run marathons, and Ms. Swaim is just, in general, she's my fitness icon. I'm sort of jealous of the type of work that she does. She's always training for something. Different individuals have different strengths, and they have different needs. So as an instructional coach, my job is to be embedded in the school day, working with teachers in a strictly observational, non-evaluative capacity. So I could meet with Mr. Patton and say, hey, you want to lift heavier stuff? Let's see where we are with the heavy stuff, and let's see where we can move forward. It wouldn't make sense to give that same workout that he's working on to Dr. Vorbach, but if his mile time is he's trying to get faster, doing the same thing with the teacher training that we offer and the support, so that as we have new faculty and as we have new methods of teaching and new research, it lets us be brave enough to take those academic risks and to support those students as they need them. Because so many times, the only time the teachers are ever observed is when they're being evaluated, and so they're afraid, and they're afraid to open up and to sort of allow for those sort of differentiated learning styles. So it's a great opportunity for us to really be more human in our approach.
Well, the reason I asked that question is, and it has nothing to do with this show, but I know when I went to a public high school, and of course I wasn't too smart in trig, and I was drifting farther and farther behind, and they didn't seem to, well, I guess they figured I was supposed to catch up. So I had to repeat it. And then I'm sure that there's parents out there wondering, if I send my child to O'Connell, will they help him or her if they get behind a little bit? Is there any way that
We do have a very robust academic support program, and it starts with the counselors. The counselors are continuing to look at how all the students are doing. If we find students falling behind, we find them the resources they need,
Good.
tutoring. We do
That's
have
so
some,
important for the parents
and we
to
have
know that.
some academic support classes where instead of a full load of classes, they have a class where they are with a teacher who helps tutor them, and we have some with special learning needs that have different classes as well. So
Good.
There are all sorts of nurturing spaces too. Like the library is such a great space in the school. Also, Cafe Vaticano is this great space in the campus ministry area, and you have these kids who are regulars who come by and have lunch, and it's a great, actually teachers come by, I'll go and have lunch with the kids, or they have days where they have popcorn, so it's just a nice natural hangout place, and kids come and actually talk about their faith.
There was one topic that you mentioned a minute ago, and I don't want to lose it, and that is you have a dance once a year to raise funds. Tell us a little bit about that. Our viewing audience really want to know about that.
Sure. So you know a little bit about it. It's just this in in March we held for the 43rd year in a row the Super Dance to help find a cure for the disease cystic fibrosis. So students, it's a totally student-driven and led and organized activity. So it's a school-wide service activity. In the lifetime of the dance event, it has raised over $4.5 million to help find a cure.
Really? $4.5 million? Over how many years you've been doing it?
43 years. It started out small around the time that I was a student at Bishop O'Connell. The amount that was raised in that year was about $30,000. The students, we just the other day had the folks from the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation over to receive the check. And our students this year raised $167,000 for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Over $100,000. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's great work by them.
Yes, yes.
Well, I think it's important to recognize that